Need the Dm7 chord to play a song? It's a little more difficult than most other open chords, but don't worry, I'm going to show you how to finger it and an exercise so that you can nail this chord. Hi, I'm Thomas Michaud from Real Guitar Success. The Dm7 looks like this. I'm playing 4 notes, the top 4 strings of the guitar. I've got my first finger making a partial bar over the first and second strings. Then my second finger is on the 3rd string, 2nd fret. And then finally, I'm using that open D string, the 4th string. Now, the problem for most people is this partial bar. And I've found over the years that students jump into this chord, get frustrated because they can't quite get their knuckles to do what they see me doing. The thing is, this is one of those chords where you just need to practice it before you actually need it. I'll show you a way to break this down so it'll be much easier than just trying to muscle through it. First of all, let's start with the partial bar. This is where you put one finger over 2 strings, the 1st and 2nd string on the 1st fret. Now take a look, first of all, at the form. My first knuckle is buckled in, and the second knuckle is up in the air. It doesn't have to be high up in the air, but it can't be down here. Now I want you to practice this partial bar just by itself before we add the other finger. So press the partial bar on these 2 strings and see how they sound. Again. If they don't sound good like this, which is fairly common in the beginning, move the finger around a little bit. Some of the things to look at is the finger close enough to the fret, but not on top. Is that second knuckle up in the air and the first knuckle buckled. I have my thumb, if you can see, behind the neck. If it's up here, it's going to be hard to get a decent buckle. And it doesn't have to be way back. It can be sticking out a little bit even. Now, try it again. Let's stop there and go ahead and move that whole thing up 1 fret. We're making an exercise out of it. Again, another fret. Did you notice I'm pulsing my left hand? I'm pressing down as I strike the string and then releasing. It makes a short sounding note, and it actually is less strenuous than if I try to hold it down the whole time. This really works to help you work on a difficult couple of notes like this. Go on up as far as you want and do that a little bit each day. Then, after you've done this for a little bit, and that seems to be getting easier, not perfect, but easier, I go with the 80% rule. It's just about 80% of the way there. Your judgment call on this. Go ahead and add that second finger. Now we're going to make the partial bar, second finger on the 2nd fret, 3rd string. By now, that partial bar should be getting easier, so when you add the second finger, it's no big thing. So go ahead and add the 4th string and play the whole thing. If you hear the 4th string deadening out, probably the second finger is touching it. Now here's the exercise for this chord. Press the chord down, get the best you can, and then release. Press it down and release. Do that again. Now, after you've done that for a while, take your hand off and form it again and do the same thing. Now, if something doesn't quite sound right, I can't tell exactly because I can't hear the individual notes. But that brings the 3rd part of this exercise into play. You're going to hit 1 note at a time and pulse like I did with the first one. So I'm going all the way up and down. If that sounds good, you're home free. Start using it in a chord progression. If not, make a simple exercise out of just these 3 top notes. And that will strengthen your left hand. Thanks for joining me today. This is a system that you can use to master any chord. You notice I broke it down and work on it step by step instead of just trying to muscle through the individual chord. I hope you try this out and add this to your practice routine. I'll see you again in the next lesson. And don't forget, learning to play guitar is a journey, not a destination.